welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, or Amy Louise, and today I'm going to show you how to do this pretty dramatic Valentine's Day inspired eye makeup look. It is a bit bold and dramatic. I will do another video, something not as bold and dramatic, but this is for my fellow bold eye makeup lovers. This started as one thing, turned into another, ended up as something completely different, but I actually really like this, and I feel like once my base is on and I've blended out this edge, this is gonna be beautiful. So let's get started. I have primed my eye with the P. Louise base 2, and I am using the Bperfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. If you don't have these palettes, then you are massively missing out. They're amazing. Okay, so I'm starting off with a Morphe M506, and I'm starting off with the shade right here called Chili Pepper. It is the darkest red in the palette, and I'm really packing this on the outer corner, and I'm keeping it quite rounded, and to about a third of the way in, maybe like half, about that far. And I'm really going to pack this on and keep it up and rounded. And I'm keeping my eye open so I can see exactly where I'm placing this above the crease. And then I'm going to take this same brush and I'm going to start off to blend that out with the shade Blaze, which is just here. It's the next red. I'm just going to start to blend this out just a little bit, keeping that rounded shape. I'm then going into a Morphe M456 and Blaze again, just to really start to smooth this out. So 50% on, 50% off. I'm going to blend this out and keeping that nice rounded shape. This is like a flame kind of look. I wanted this rounded off outer edge, just because when I think of Valentine's Day, I think of love and passion and fire, and that is what I wanted to like create, like that flame, that hot passion. I'm going to bring this slightly into the crease, just that bit more. I'm then going in with a Morphe M441, which is a nice big fluffy brush, and I am going in with Mango, this orange, and again 50% on, 50% off. I'm going to take my time to build this up. I'm going in with a really small amount, and blending it out and building it up slowly. I'm then going to take another M441 and I'm going in with yellow, which is just here. Again, 50% on, 50% off, and each time I add a colour, I'm very slightly bringing it just that little bit further, just here. Starting on the outer corner and then bringing it in, and again, starting off slow, and I will add in extra as and when needed and build it up slowly. Okay, I'm now picking up a Morphe M506, which is the same as the first brush that we used, but it's a different one. So I've got the one with my red on it, and then this one, and I'm going in with the black on this brush. I'm using the tiniest amount, I'm literally tapping in once, and that is it. And I'm going to tap this onto the outer corner, and this is not to add black, but it's to add depth. So now I've added that black, I'm going to add more red. I'm going to go through all the same colours and I'm going to re-intensify them and blend them out. The reason I've added the black is to add depth and dimension, but also to add to that fiery look. If you have a look at fire, at the base you see the darkest, like the hottest part of it, and it's like dark brown, like smouldering, and then it's like oranges and reds and yellows, sometimes blue depending on the flame, what's burning. But I wanted to add that black to not only add the depth and the dimension, but to really add to that fiery, smoky deliciousness that I associate personally with Valentine's Day. And being in love is all that passion and that fiery, like, I don't know, like Latin love kind of thing. It's hot, it's sexy, it's steamy, and it's dangerous. So I've added the black, so I've added it in the rounded shape again, up into the crease and keeping it on the outer corner. I'm going to go to that M506 with the red chili pepper. I'm going to go directly over the top and blend the red into the black so that it's not actually black anymore, it's just that depth. Okay, I've been through my colours once already, but now I feel like even though they're nice, they're blended, they are pigmented, I still want to go that extra mile and just make sure that it is extra blended, extra smooth, because you are going from black down to yellow. I don't want any demarcation marks anywhere. So I'm gonna, instead of going in with the black, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M456 and Blaze, and I'm gonna go back through Blaze, Mango, and then Yellow, just to really make sure it's nice and blended. Okay, I've said this a million times, I don't really care what happens down here. It gets cleaned up, it's fine. Really not something I bother with, I'm not bothered by. Don't let it bug you, please. If you're doing this look and it's like all down here, ignore it, keep going, you can clean it up at the end. I am going in with this tiny, I think this is a Sigma brush. I think it's an E46. I'm not 100% sure, but it's teeny tiny, but it is fluffy. You can see that it is nice and fluffy, but it's tiny. I'm using this with the shade Blackberry. So right here it's this really, really dark purple shade. And I'm going to use this on the inner corner. I'm just going to make sure that that base is smooth right there. I do have under eyes, so if I don't set the base with eyeshadows, it does crease. I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp this right across my natural crease. And you can see where that black is, I've kind of created like a shadow. I'm going to line this up so that that meets. Throughout my crease and just a little bit above is where I want my darkest shades, and then to blend it out into like softness. So I'm not going into the red, I'm just marking it right up to there so that they can meet in the middle and it still gives that crease effect. I'm now going to open my eye and I'm going to blend this out so that it is above my crease. I'm then going to take this same brush with the shade Grape right here, and I'm going 50% on, 50% off, and I'm going to blend that out. Now while I do this, I'm looking down into a mirror because that way my lid is stretched but not distorted. So my eye is open but I'm looking down into the mirror. 50% on, 50% off that previous shade. This is just the blueprint, so don't worry, it does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be fully pigmented. Just need to get it on there and you can blend it out later. I'm taking this E36 by Sigma, I think that's what it says. Again, all my Sigma brushes, I think, I've had them that long that the writing has actually come off here. I'm going to go in with magenta here, and this is just a long, fluffy, tiny brush. It's very flimsy, and again 50% on, 50% off, but I'm not going to go all the way right into this inner corner. I'm going to start about here and blend outwards, and then whatever's left on the brush I'll tickle down, but I don't want all my colours to like be all up here. If you look on this side, it's a very gradual like bringing those in. So I'm starting about halfway, and I'm just gonna blend tiny amounts. And this is where I'm going to start to bring this up into the orange and let those start to meet. Right on the edge of that darkest portion going into the yellows, I'm going to go in circular motions right at the end to blend the orange with the purple, just that little bit. And now I've got that down, whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to go from the very inside of my eye like this, just tickle it down just a little bit, just to keep that roundness. It's easier if you angle your arm in your brush rather than like anything else. And then taking a Morphe M456, and I am taking the shade Pink Lily just here. Again, I'm not starting right on the inner corner, I'm starting about halfway. And I'm going to blend 50% on, 50% off, and just blend this edge and into the orange. And this is where I'm blending on top of the orange shade right here. And then I'm just going to wiggle it just down, any excess, bring it down directly on top of the last shade that we put on the inner corner without going overboard. So you'll notice I'm not adding any extra width right on the inner corner. It starts and then it comes out. I'm going to take any excess right where the purple meets the orange and just slight circular motions, and I'm just using the excess. Okay, I am taking this E35 by Sigma, any big fluffy brush will do, and I am taking Lilac just here, and I'm going to fluff this all on the edge, and I'm going to bring it up to my brow and smoke it into that yellow. So I'm going to pop it right here and circular motions up and out. And this is going to really blend that edge. I'm going to take it into the yellow, pick up a little bit more, do the same. And this is just really blending out that edge. No harsh lines here. No, thank you. And then I'm really making sure to blend between the purple and the yellows and the oranges. Okay, now I've got to this point, I'm going to go back to that teeny tiny little brush and Blackberry, and I'm going to go back in, re-intensify all my shadows until the blend is perfect. Now I've blended all those, I'm going to go back to my big fluffy brush with the shade yellow on it, and I'm going to blend right in that centre point again. I like to layer my colours when I'm trying to blend colours that don't necessarily want to blend. I will go in with, for this sake, I'm going in with a yellow brush and a purple brush. They're very similar brushes, and I will go in multiple times to get that blend how I want it. So I'm going in, I've just been in with a purple, I'm going in with a yellow, no extra product, and then I'll go in with the purple really lightly. Just gonna add a little bit more purple. I don't want to make it muddy. I'm not blending to the point of getting it muddy, but I am layering them to get that blend. And then my yellow. And I'm just gonna flick over those edges Okay, beautiful. From this point, I am going to take my little black brush. I'm going to add black on this inner corner. And then I'm taking my M456 and Blaze. I'm just going to tap on over. This is just on the outer corner of my lid. I'm not taking it up into those blended shades. Okay, so I've added the black and the Blaze shade just to the outer corner. You can see I've not gone too far in. I'm not taking it up into these shades. I'm just extending it in a little bit, and you want to make sure that the darkest part is above your crease. If it's not above your crease, the next step is you're going to take it all away. So if you open your eyes, look straight ahead, and you can't see that darkness above your crease, you need to add more darkness, go back in. I am going in with the P. Louise Fresh Ink Rewhite. I've just got this and I love it, and I'm going in with the corresponding brush. You can use whatever you want, whatever you like to use to do a cut crease, use it. I like these. I know not everyone is a fan of P. Louise. I am. I love her products. So yeah, I'm going to use this to create a half cut crease. Okay, sorry about that, my phone died. You didn't miss anything. I just finished off cutting the crease right up until that point where we added that really dark black and the red. I'm going in with this P. Louise flat brush. Any flat brush will do, honestly. It's just a flat brush. I'm going in with the shade Amethyst right here, and I'm going to pop this all over that cut crease area. This shade does take some building up, to be warned. You will notice I took the cut crease into my inner corner. I do like to do that. It gives just a nicer effect, in my opinion. And then going to take the same brush and the shade right next to it here called Rose Pink, so just the shade here, and this is just going on the inner third. To blend between the two shades, I'm just going to flip to the purple side of the brush and just tap on over and just keep flipping the brush and tapping, and that should blend the majority of that together. And then just to be sure, I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This one is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH33. I'm just going to take a little bit of Rose Pink. I'm going to tap that on over, and then using the very tip of the brush, I'm just going to go back and forth like this, just over where the two meet. I'm going to go back to the Morphe M456 with the red and the black on it, just to make sure that the edge is really nice and blended. So I'm going to go in with the black first, tap on over, and then, just like a tiny bit of black by the way, then Blaze, and I'm going to tap on over again, and then I'm going to flick into the lid. I'll then take the next brush that I use, the M441 with mango on it, and tap on over the edge, just so that it's blending without adding any extra colour. I'm not adding any shadow to the brush, I'm just using it because it is a nice big fluffy brush. I'm just tapping on over quite recklessly. Just tap, tap, tap. You'll see that blend slowly transform just by tapping. And then that brush, and then that brush with Amethyst, just tap in slightly and just tap on over the edge. And you have a beautiful blend. I'm going to take a cotton bud and some micellar water, and I'm just gonna clean up under my eye. I always like to take the excess on the back of my hand, just like rolling the wet cotton bud or even the swab. I'll like tap on the back of my hand just to get the excess out. I'm gonna clean up under here first. Glitter and purple down here, I don't want that. And then I'm just gonna clean up down here. Okay, I'm going to pop some lashes on and some mascara. These ones are Doll Beauty DB49. I'm going to do this and do my base. Okay guys, so my base is on. And my lips are on, my lashes are on. Let's go in with the lower lash line. I've kept it quite simple with a pop of colour on the waterline, just so that it's got a little bit of contrast with the blue, but it's still in the same colour family, and I've dragged it out just a little bit more. So I'm going in with this Louise base. It's the crisp finish in Salty AF, and I'm just going to use a liner brush. This one is the Morphe M250-1. If you don't have these, you can just use a normal eyeliner, pencil eyeliner, or even a gel, but I do prefer these in the waterline. They are amazing, they dry matte and they last all day. They're like £18 each, but you can get deals, and she does sales, so I feel like they're worth it. Okay, so I've just put it on my waterline and a little bit thicker on the inner corner, but nothing too crazy. I'm going in with my Jeffree Star JS13 with Morphe, and I'm using this with the shade Blaze. Any tiny little bullet brush will do. And I'm going to smudge this on the outer half of my lower lash line. I'm then taking another small bullet brush. This one is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill GH38, and I'm going in with the shade Mango. And again, I'm going to blend that out just on that lower half of my lash line. And each time I'm adding a colour, I'm just dragging it in slightly, just a touch. And I'm connecting up to the outer corner. I'm then going in with this Luxie 121 mini tapered brush, and I'm going in with yellow. And then I'm going in with the M441 with yellow on it already. Dropping it apparently. I'm going to dust out the edges. And then I'm going to dip in to yellow and sand, which is just above it, just to mix. And that's going to be my final colour. And I'm just flicking it out. I'm taking it through the tail of my brow too. And I have quite a lot of blush on. I don't think it's that obvious, but I did when I used my Mitchell blushes in Peach Sugar and Mango Daiquiri. Then when I set my base, I used Coral by Beauty Bay, and then I took my blush brush and I dipped the full into these 4 shades right here, just like once, right into like the center of those 4 shades, and I used that as blush too, just to bring like a uniformity. My lips are Urban Cafe lip liner by NYX, Tea lipstick by Beauty Bay. So I feel like I'm gonna get asked that. That, I think, is the look complete. I'm going to do some mascara on my lower lash line actually. As one final step, I'm going to take my Beauty Bay Glaze highlight. This is actually the one that I fixed. If you look in my videos on how to fix broken powders, this is the one. I'm going to use this for my inner corner highlight. This is what I've got all over my face already. That is done. If you want to see how many brushes I just used. Like, that is a healthy amount of brushes to use on a look. I don't care. If you don't like using a lot of brushes, I'm sorry, but I feel like it's necessary for this. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you liked it. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you've learnt something, anything. Let me know down below what you would like to see in the future. If you've learned anything, just say hello. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to become one of my coffee beans and support me on my makeup YouTube journey, then there is a link in the description below to become a coffee bean or a Patreon. It's £1, £3, £5 or £10. Do it every month, do it once, do it never. It's completely up to you. I appreciate you all just watching, so anything extra is amazing. But if you feel like you would like to support me, subscribe, comment, like, become a patron. I would love it. I love to join you into my little coffee bean family. Yeah, I think that's everything actually. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye.